Whatever the occasion, effortless elegance is right this way. Because Hilton brings you new ways to stay courtesy of the Nomad London. And it doesn't stop at award-winning dining in a space draped in velvet and illuminated by vintage chandeliers. No, this day goes beyond with unparalleled personalized service and attentive hospitality. Oh, and did we mention the Nomad London can be booked using your Hilton Honors points at Hilton.com? Hilton, for the stay.
This episode is brought to you by Nespresso and Samra Origins by the Weekend Coffee Collection.
Introducing Samra Origins. My collaboration with Nespresso is a connection to my roots, to my mother, Samra. Coffee that hits the right notes. It transports you. Crafted with unique notes and bold, soaring flavors. Experience a taste that moves you. Nespresso and Samra Origins.
Discover more at Nespresso.com.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's this time of the week that we like to say,
Welcome to Eejit of the World!
with you,
Glenn Wool and you,
Andrew Maxwell. And what a cornucopia of clowns we have for you this week. We have the Eejits of fighting Irish politicians.
We have Eejits in space!
And we have the Eejits of defending yourself in court. And ladies and gentlemen, if you want to see us in person, we will also be doing our third live Eejits to the World.
Yes, we will.
At the Cheerful Earful Comedy Podcast Festival on the 20th of October.
In London.
In London, in Balham, South London. Well, let us begin. Our first story is about the small, mouthy Dublin prick who's a megalomaniac, has a big beard, and thinks he should be in charge of the country. And has a Scottish surname, despite being from Dublin.
Who could that be? Is it you?
On this occasion, it's not. It turns out I share all those personality traits with another Dubliner. I speak, of course, of Conor McGreogor.
Oh, hold on. He's not been on the show before? Surely.
Unbelievably, we have never actually covered Conor McGreogor.
Wow.
Well,
all we can do is apologize to everyone at home. It happened on our watch.
Well, he's in the show now. I'd always said, hold off, hold your fire. He's going to do something really stupid.
He'd done little things before.
Oh, he's done many regrettable things.
Yeah.
But nothing quite compares to this. This is where some of those things were illegal. Some of those things were distasteful. But they didn't put him in the world of an Eejit.
No.
Now, we've got you right in our sights, me old flower. Because Conor McGregor, ladies and gentlemen, thinks that he should be the next president of Ireland. Yeah! He's gone onto Twitter to proclaim that he is, and I quote, that he thinks he's going to be the next president and that he can get it all done. He's going to summon the Dáil. The Dáil is the Irish Parliament. He's going to summon it and then dissolve it. And he's
going to have to teach everyone who's a fan of his how to vote.
Well, there is some of that. Hey, you know that primary school? They don't only teach you how to read in there and how to play nicely with the other kids.
Some of you will have to do this in a mail-in because I think you're allowed around the primary school.
All around the post office. You're not welcome at the post office either.
Center. The post office after what? Yeah.
No, not after what you did in the post office. You're not welcome there either. Yes, he said
it really was a gateway crime in retrospect.
Yeah. Shouldn't have stole those mask cards, should you?
Yeah.
So he's gone on to Twitter. He's claimed that he is, because the presidential election is going to be next year, and that he's one of the stipulations in the Irish Constitution is you must be over 35 to run for the presidency, and he's now 36. So he thinks that's it. That's all it takes, is be older than 35. and have 37.4 million followers on Instagram. That's not how you become the president.
No, no. And does he realize that that's not the big job either?
No. So for those who don't know, Ireland isn't like the American system or the French system. It's more like the British system, only we're a republic. So instead of a queen king going around opening jam factories and shaking hands with people, that's what the president does. The president, he or she, has a certain amount of constitutional obligations, but you're basically ceremonial.
Right.
So he's saying that he can dissolve the parliament, like kind of in a sort of Mussolini Hitler kind of style, and he said that he's going to get all the problems sorted in Ireland by the end of the day. One day.
Wow.
That's all he thinks it's going to take. He clearly thinks, a constitution, budget wrangling, all of this is basically like punching a heavy bag in a sweaty old gym. Like, just the idea of Conor McGregor. So the power, the actual power is in the Taoiseach or Prime Minister.
That's who I like. That's yeah. And I've said it before. What a wonderful name. I mean, if you see it spelled, it doesn't say Taoiseach.
Yeah.
It should be T-S-H-O-C-K.
That's how.
Kapow. And if it was
King Kapow and the Taoiseach. Two of the best bare knuckle boxers we ever produced.
Yeah, I mean, if he had a little costume with a silver mask and told everyone he was Taoiseach.
Green mask.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, with a green outer rim. But it's got to be silver. You got to put a little effort into it. But yeah, he could be that, and just tell him it's like an important job.
Just the idea of Conor McGregor. Look, I'll explain to you how none of this is going to happen, despite the fact all the American simps, like, after he announced it on social media, there's just thousands of blue tick accounts on Twitter.
Oh, God.
Just going, yeah, buddy, make Ireland great again. We're gonna reclaim Western civilization. There was one person that said, my 1/4 Irish blood is boiling with pride.
Oh God! What's it doing to the half English side and the Portuguese very randomly? So I'm very sick now. 1/4 of my blood is boiling, and it's causing an effect on my kidneys.
Yeah, it's affecting my 1/4 Welsh side. It's destroying their cheese on toast. My 1/4 English side's beef Wellington's not turning out as it should do, and my 1/4 Portuguese side, the salted cod has no salt on it. So stupid. But yeah, there was just millions of blue tick accounts like, oh, they're real people.
Yeah. Anyway. Well, he's gonna.
But just the idea.
Well, that's the problem that I have with him with these, like, I'll sort out the problems. He didn't even say, like, was it plural or, like, because we all know what he's saying. Yeah. It's an immigration. I'll stop everyone from coming to Ireland because we hate immigration in Ireland. I'm like, well, you don't.
And you know that's true.
Yeah.
Well, I'm telling you, I am going to stop immigration into Ireland right here from my house in Las Vegas. I'm going to do a sponsored prick walk around my swimming pool. Every 10 miles that I prick walk around my swimming pool, we'll get rid of one qualified African doctor.
Yeah, like your Captain Tom.
Exactly. I am Ireland's answer to Captain Tom.
I'm President Connor. Ground control to President Connor.
Nobody's ever prick walked as far as I have prick walked. Most people, like, they pull a hammy when they prick walk as much as I prick walk. But being a prick and being a walker I can prickwalk all around Dublin. I've been prickwalking for years.
Superman punching his butler when he comes in. I've got no time for iced tea. I'm prickwalking to get all of the bad immigrants out of Ireland.
Gotta get them all out.
We gotta make Ireland the way it was in the past. And if there's one thing the Irish hated from time immemorial, it was immigration. Oh my God, the Irish would never ever immigrate anywhere.
Assholes on boats. People think it's not, I'm taking an easy choice, prick walking around my swimming pool in Vegas, but they don't know the shape of my swimming pool. My swimming pool is an exact replica of Ireland. It's the exact opposite of Ireland because the water's in the shape of Ireland and it's dry on the outside. That's how I plan to fight immigration. By flooding Ireland and drying the Atlantic out. That'll show them. Try and get to my country in your dinghy when the sea is dry and flat. So stupid. So mindly. Oh, God. But he's running, like I said, to be the president. Uachtar on the Heron, right? So, but it's a completely ceremonial role, like I said. Like the Queen of England or the King of England, it's that sort of. So the idea,
if it was Canadian politics, he's basically signed up to be the Mountie that stands in front of the House of Commons.
Yeah, but I just love the idea of if, and I will explain to you how it's never going to happen. Thank God for our Constitution, which is written down.
Well, that's why he doesn't know about it.
The fuck's all these squiggles? You read the Constitution to me, Australia and in English, when I prick walk around.
Last time I got handed a page full of squiggles, I had to pay my ex-wife more for child support. Is that what this is?
He never married her.
Oh, okay.
He got 4 kids, but he's not married her.
Well, he's been handed a page of squiggles anyway. You can't get out of it that easy anymore.
I like the idea. If he did win the presidency, he has none of the powers that he says the presidency has in that tweet, by the way. He can't. None of that, right? But what he can do is just open jam factories, just going along to flower shows, just prick walking around.
Yeah.
I'm the fucking president.
Making people flinch. And then every once in a while he starts dropping people just because no one's flinching anymore.
How long have you run this hospice? How long has you run this palliative care for people and the life care? Because let me tell you, if you have any malingerers in your beds, like I will spark them clean out. Which is all in the Constitution. Everybody knows that the president has the Constitution in a right.
He has the power of life and death when it comes to euthanizing the ill.
Yeah. We don't use injections in Crumlin. We just use this.
We use the hot fist injection.
That's right, the hot fist injection.
Connor, I don't think you understand what you're talking about there.
I 100% do. I know that little hole in the walls for spying on the fella next door. Being the president and that. Just going around opening old folks' homes, jam factories.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's, some environmental, seawall. There's a new cycle lane. He's there prick walking.
And he's managed, like, it is ceremonial, but he's given his own little twist. Like, there's buglers, like...
Yeah.
He's walking, they found it somewhere in the budget because he was able to say, look, it is my call on this, and if I want 12 buglers bugling me into everywhere I go, I'm Conor goddamn McGregor, is who the fuck I am, so...
But just also state visits.
You'll be dressed up like the sheriff of Nottingham.
That's right.
Like the Disney version of Sheriff of Nottingham. That's it. He'll have cooked something up. Big tattoo exposed on his chest.
That's right. Do you know what I mean? Just wearing the gold chain of the mayor of Dublin. I stole that off him because you're not president.
I've usurped Dublin. I got the title right here.
Like the state visits. You know, there's like the King of Norway's come to visit Ireland. But Conor, is it right outside Áras on Uachtaráin, which is like our White House? He'll be outside there on the steps, but it'll be like it'll be like a weigh-in thing. It's like, I am claiming you, King of Norway, Hendrik the Third. I am going to batter you outside the Ilac Centre. You meet me in town under Cleary's clock, and I will clean your clock now, Flower. Because I am the President of Ireland. There's no other king, monarch, head of state in the world can walk like a prick. Like me. Look at my prick walk. To be honest, ironically, the only person who would be impressed by his prick walk would be Orange Man.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that now.
It's almost...
He's managed to make... He looks like a bigger prick than us. And then wearing a bowler hat.
Yeah. The parades were dwindling in size, but ever since he got
President
power,
McGregor.
yeah, people are like, well, maybe we got to look into anything he's not. So what do you do over here? You got flutes and a little hat? Okay, well, at least it's not.
That's right. Every head of state that comes to Dublin, once I am the president, will have to be weighed publicly in their pants. Yeah.
And that's why Donald Trump never came to Ireland.
That's right. Shame, because I like him. He's a man like me. Man after my own heart.
Well, he thinks he's in the same weight class. He's like, President. Yeah, it's us.
Have you ever seen the footage of Conor McGregor met Vladimir Putin?
Oh, yeah,
and
he tried to touch him.
Yeah, he put his hand around Putin's head, his shoulder. Like
he touched a Putin.
Yeah, he touched the Putin, yeah. We'll never know which Putin he actually touched.
Well, yeah. I think...
He got the McGregor quality of Putin, which is, it has to be said, better than street Putin. Right? He didn't get fairground Putin. Right? But he didn't get he didn't get the Xi Jinping Putin.
No. Yeah, you're opening a borscht shack in Minsk. Oh, Putin's gonna come and snip the ribbon. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Pulled up in a Skoda.
Yes, he is.
Why is that Putin driving himself?
Undercover Putin. Knows how to live.
Yeah, let me go in bathroom. I just have to change up into suit. The sweatpants. I'm not allowed to be photoed in them anymore. They told me not to do that.
Old Beckett back in the barn where all the spare Putins live, out the back of the Kremlin. Just the Putin come back and
they just wait for the request to come in, and then it's like Glenn Gary, Glenn Ross.
Why am I never getting good leads?
I was going to say it was more like a fire station. Putin going down brass pole. Boop, boop, boop. Somebody has to shake hands with Conor McGregor. Oh.
He slides back up the pole.
Get down here, Vlad 4. This is your level, Vlad 4. Yeah. You meet Steven Seagal, Conor McGregor, and you meet the big-nosed fat French actor. Gerard Depardieu. That is the Putin that you have to meet.
Yeah.
You just do that. But if there was a moment he's like, mates with Vladimir Putin, and there's a guy just landing in her.
Yeah, it was really hard for him too, because he has to maintain that air of masculinity. But he knew, they all know, somebody's that trained in martial arts, they know who's talking to them and stuff. And that guy, just the way that he moved in, he was like, oh,
all right. Can I maybe? Okay, not a prick, but maybe could we be an arsehole? I can't go any lower than that. I was a dickhead when I was a child, but then me bollocks dropped, and I became a solid gold prick. So now let's move on to the reasons why he won't be the president. Well, here's a reason. Okay, here we go. Right. Okay, he does have a giant media presence. There's no denying. He's got 10 million followers on Twitter. He's got 47.4 million followers on Instagram. The last time when he floated this idea of him becoming the president of Ireland, Uachtar an na hÉireann, there was a poll in Ireland, and 89% of people in Ireland were against him being our next president.
You don't get to be president off a TikTok presence. You want a Facebook or even a MySpace. How many MySpace followers does he have? Because that's who becomes president.
Only 8% of people in Ireland said they would like him to be the president of Ireland. That's still about 250,000 people, but out of 5 million, it's pretty low takings. And the reason is, a lot of people have met Conor McGregor in Ireland. Met him. Actually met him. I don't know, you know about my country. You've been there many times, but my country is a world of very friendly, malicious gossips. Including moi. Yeah. You're looking at a natural Irish shit stir. But the reality is, a lot of people have met you. And 90 or 89% people met you and just went, maybe not.
That's as voting goes, that's a rigged election. That's North Korean numbers.
Wow. You've got the opposite of whatever.
Yeah, you're going to get the election looked into if 89% vote against you.
Yeah. And there's no point going into any of the gossip about Conor McGregor because we have got no money. So let's just focus on the shit that was actually broadcast on television. These are some of the reasons why you will not be the president of Ireland, before we even go into the constitutional reasons. And I actually tell the people of the outside world listening to this what we look for in a president. Last year, in 2023, there was a big NBA basketball game. The Miami Heat were playing. Conor McGregor. This is an astonishing story. I completely forgot about this. Conor McGregor was there at the halftime, okay, to advertise his new pain relief spray.
Ooh, gross. Don't use that, by the way.
Don't use it. It'll numb your Mickey, but your head will still be awake. The thoughts will still be in there, but your Mickey will feel like another man's finger. Do you want that? Is that what you want dangling between your legs? Another man's thumb? Because that's what Conor McGregor's pain relief spray does to you. You use it 3 days in a row and the head of your Mickey grows a nail.
And you're hooked.
You're absolutely addicted. You can't stop walking like a prick. Because your balls go up your hoop.
And you can't feel them. You just know they're there.
Yeah, it feels like two other men's thumbs. There's nothing but other men's thumbs down your pants. Anyway. So is this halftime publicity stunt?
Yeah.
He, so great. So the Miami Heat's mascot is called Bernie.
Uh-oh.
Right? And they arranged that they were going to have a little skit in front of everybody in the arena. Right? And what was arranged was that Conor McGregor was going to telegraph a punch and knock out Bernie. And Bernie would fall on the floor.
Yeah.
Right? Only that's exactly the sort of shtick. Like way back in the day, Muhammad Ali did that with the Beatles.
Yeah.
You know, it's pretty like famous boxers just putting one up to the chin of another, celebrity. Yeah. Hey! It's old school shtick. It's been around for years. Not our putative nominee, self-nominee for the President of the Republic of Ireland. No. They arrange him and the mascot, one punch, mascot falls flamboyantly over. Ta-da! They do that, but once the mascot's on the ground, McGregor can't help himself. Jumps on top of the mascot.
Ground and pound.
Yes, and followed up on him. And smashed him in the noggin.
Well, he won. You talk about his methods, but
he's a winner.
He won the fight.
So. He's a winner. He was hospitalised. In a weird twist, the mascot's real name was Chris Brown. I know.
Or it was Chris Brown.
Actual Chris Brown, maybe.
Yeah.
I would like to believe his career's gone that
Down
badly
on
wrong.
his luck. It's still showbiz.
Those showbiz.
Yeah.
Only this
So
time it's you getting hit.
Yeah, this is one of the stipulations of my court case. I have to wear this with the padded hands and the big head.
But just imagine, like, you all you can see is out of the mesh in the neck of the mascot, and you just see Conor McGregor's going, hang on. I'm a prick.
Yeah.
I can't just hit somebody once.
No.
No, once they're on the ground, like, and they have those massive gloves.
Yeah. Could have anything inside there.
Yeah, you're never gonna wave again. Not around me, prick. Yeah,
The
so
future president of Ireland. I can't be showing up like this in a Miami Heat basketball game. All of these people could vote in the election.
yes, all those Americans who can vote in an Irish election. By the way, you can't. Ireland's one of the only democracies
They're
in the
allowed
world.
to on St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah,
That's
if you go along to shitty McFluckerty's in Yonkers.
There's nothing sadder than an Irish bar in America. It's just full of Americans trying to act like they're not responsible for any of America's past or
Present
future.
or future.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm Irish. I didn't do nothing. I died in the potato famine. It's not
That's
my
right.
fault.
The DUI where the kid got killed a couple of months back. That wasn't me.
No.
That was the famine. The Great Potato Famine hit that kid with my Cadillac. A Cadillac.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. Terrible business. Yeah, that's who he appeals to. He does not actually appeal to most people in Ireland.
No.
And now we get to the Irish Constitution. To get onto the ballot paper to be the President of Ireland, you must be nominated by 20 TDs or MPs or Congress people, you might call them, or senators. So you need 20 of them. He doesn't have a political party, so you won't get that. Or 4 county councils. 4 of the 26 county councils in the Republic of Ireland. You've got to get them. And he's not going to get them. So he's not even going to be on the vote. And even if he did get the vote, we wouldn't vote for him. Because, as I've already told you, he's a prick.
Yeah.
And that's not what we want for a president. Right? He's a great fighter. I will not dispute that. He's an excellent fighter, and I've had great pleasure watching him fight in the cage over the years. But you are not a president, Meow Flower.
Yeah.
Nobody wants you in Bloom.
And here's the other thing, and this is the part you don't know. Michael Higgins can kick your ass.
Yeah. Yeah.
That'd be great.
If it's a pop-
just in the pass off when he's shaking it, like for some way he got in. He got another guy named Conor McGregor, and people voted for him. And then at the end, he was like, "No, it's me. I'm in." Just the final handshake with Higgins, and Higgins just throat punches him, and it's over.
I mean, for those who don't know, our sitting president, who's won 2 terms, 14 glorious years.
He's lovely.
He's our most popular politician we've ever had. At his last election term, he won a landslide. He won the largest number of votes anybody has ever got elected by in Ireland. He is a wonderful little president. He's a former politician.
To give you an idea, Andrew is able to say that. That's how small he is. Yeah. He's Maxwell's Maxwell.
Yes, he truly is. He is 5'0". The president is and he's
5. Where are you getting 5 from?
he is tiny. I've actually had the great pleasure of meeting the president of Ireland, Michael D. Higgins, on a couple of occasions, and I have to say he's
Well, it wasn't on a roller coaster.
No, it was not on a roller coaster. It wasn't even on a log flume, and it was.
Wasn't even on a teacup.
It was not on the spinning teacup. No. He's a lovely little president, but the first time you meet him, it is quite intimidating, because the first time you meet him, you think he's far away.
Yeah, so you can say whatever you want about him.
And then it turns out, no. You can feel his breath on your arm.
Yes, you're correct. I am a tiny man.
Tiny, wonderful president.
Yeah.
He's a former poet. At one point in his youth, he was homeless.
What, they took that title off of him?
Right. Now he's still a poet.
These are terrible. No, you're not. No, we'll make you president, but you're not doing these anymore.
No, he's a very good little poet. And he is incredibly popular. This is how popular the President of Ireland is, Michael D. Higgins. He's a character in children's books. Every kid in Ireland, including my little children, have read stories about the adventures of the president. And it's like the last book I read, he had lost his glasses. Oh, like these are incredibly popular children's books in Ireland. That is how beloved he is.
I'll tell you how small he is too, because I remember I was in Ireland and there was a news story about him, and I believe it was just that he owned some dogs. Like that's it. That's all the Irish needed to know. And this was like, but Irish newspapers, by the way, I believe are the best in the world. Just from all the writers in them, they're always good, and there's no slant. I like going to Ireland and reading the papers because I'm used to English papers, which are always, but they're
have an angle.
Yeah, they're poetic and they're great, but all the Irish wanted to know about Michael Higgins is that he had some dogs. That's all they wanted to know. And they're regular-sized dogs, but they showed him in a picture with them, and they looked like the wolves from Game of Thrones.
Yeah, they really do. They do.
I was like, does he ride them?
Yeah. We took the car away, didn't we? We had lost him behind in that crease by the seatbelt a couple of times, so he just now rides around on a car. A dog.
Yeah.
Yes, he just rides around on it. Well, there you go.
All right.
So there you go. Viva democracy. Read the Constitution. Follow it up there, me old flower. It's entirely advisory role. It's probably not for you. Stay fighting. You're good at fighting.
Yeah. Just fight YouTube stars.
Oh,
hasn't it? Yeah, he's fought a YouTuber. I think he should just keep fighting all the YouTubers. I have to watch a lot of it because my son really enjoys it. And if you could release Conor McGregor into a couple of those, I'd really enjoy that.
Yeah, we're not against you full stop. As fight fans, I would just like you to maybe fight people in a Bounty Castle version of Oris and Uachtaráin.
Yeah.
You don't need to be anywhere near our Constitution. You should just be fighting people on bounty castles.
Yeah.
For the rest of your life. We'd enjoy that.
We'd watch.
Well, there you go.
Finding a new job is stressful. But with Indeed, it doesn't have to be. Just fill out your Indeed profile with your skills, experience, and desired salary. The more you fill out, the better your matches will be. And hearing from hiring managers will be 2 times more likely. Relax. That's your Indeed profile sending opportunities your way. Indeed, the world can work better.
Do you have a story for me?
I do. It's about a couple
Tell me your tale. Sorry. Go ahead. Tell me again.
Well, let's we talk a lot about Earth on this show. I think it's Earth heavy.
It's a very terrestrial podcast.
It is, and I find it sickening. I'd like to diversify our conversation and talk about 2 astronauts who are stuck in a space station right now.
Oh,
yeah.
These are the ones who were meant to have gone up for 8 days in the summer, and now it's going to be 8 months.
Yeah, and they're just looking out. They're looking out the window at Earth. Just, I think at some point, just hoping that they don't see a mushroom cloud. Just turn to the others and go, "Are we in a Far Side cartoon right now?" I sure hope we're not in a Far Side cartoon.
When we get back to Earth, will it be ruled by monkeys? Damn dirty apes. Yeah.
Or just scanning the news to see about. Do you want to go back? I don't know.
Conor McGregor's now the president of Ireland. This is going to be one of the 4 horsemen. Yes, this is the latest PR disaster for the bugger up prone global corporation that is Boeing.
Yeah.
In the last couple of years, they on the cheap decided to upgrade their planes. 2 of them then promptly crashed and killed hundreds of people. Then there were doors were flying off planes while they were in the air.
Yeah, if you suspect that plane in the distance is a Boeing, don't look up. Unless you want a screw through your eye.
Yeah. Don't do that. Yes, the space capsule was Boeing's Starliner. And there were many of you up there for 8 days in June.
Yeah.
They're called...
I don't know, were they at the wrong stop? Oh, you docked? Oh my God!
Did I fall at the wrong time and change the trajectory? Just stood up, bumped the side of it. Oh.
Yeah. There's a lot of buttons in there. I must have pressed one of them. I don't know. I was trying to figure out how to open the door.
I'm just floating around. There's actually the astronauts' names are Sonny Williams and Butch Wilmer.
Wow.
Butch.
But how long has Butch been up there? He sounds like one of the original astronauts.
It does, yeah. I didn't know we were still making Butches.
Well, I was on Apollo 19. What was the one?
I went up on horseback. We used to catapult from the Great Lakes. Butch, are you sure you want to do this? If you know another way that a man can punch the moon, I'd like to hear it, boys.
That face in the moon's been looking at me since I was a boy. Now I'm big enough to do something about it.
Yeah. Count your cheese. Yeah. So they're up there.
Yeah.
For the foreseeable. And this is how fucked they are. Do you know who's going to save the day?
No.
Elon Musk. That's how screwed your life is.
God,
that Elon Musk is going to save the day.
Yeah, the day that news came in through to how dark it was in the space station that day. So you guys have a plan? Yeah. We're just gonna get somebody to help you. But who? I mean,
is it the president? No.
We're people of science up here. Please, just tell us their name. We'll know them. We'll know if they're capable of doing it. We read all of the papers. We know about science. Which scientist is going to help us? Sorry?
Elon Musk? Yes, Elon Musk is coming to save the day.
Well, do you remember I told you last week that I believe that he was put in charge of Twitter to
destroy it? To
destroy it. Do you see what Trump is going to make him in charge of? If elected, Elon Musk is going to be the person who looks into fraud and corruption.
What?
Yeah, so he's obviously doing the same. He's seen how badly Twitter has gone, and he's like, well, if there's anybody with the greatest mind in America, because, I'm not a fraudulent corrupter, so...
I mean, none of your businesses have ever flown without a lot of tax dollars behind them. Yeah. But nevertheless, yes, his company, SpaceX, is going to bring them back down to Earth, but not till February. It's like 8 months.
What are they doing?
Science? But how much science is there to do?
Yeah, it's not like he's asked them to do something that... Like, what else are they up to that is going to be in February? Like, look, we got a bunch of other guys to pick up from different space stations. We'll do the job, but we can't.
Yeah. It's like a late night taxi call. We'll be with you when we can. We just got to drop a couple of people off.
Yeah, new driver's an Afghani refugee, so he doesn't know the city so well.
Yeah, it'll be a while.
Yeah.
Start enjoying zero gravity hobbies. Like catching your cum in a cup. I don't know what they do. I don't want to know either. But nevertheless,
I'd say flicking cheese balls into each other's mouths from right across the space station, trying to bounce it off the roof, and then the end.
You think maybe possibly all that floating cheese ball dust might have done something to
Do you know that is something that they've been doing on the space station? They've figured out the packing stuff for, they've got a lot of very sensitive instruments, and it needs to be packed properly. And they used to use styrofoam foam, but that has no. Once they open it, it's just like, I imagine just floating around, getting in, like you're trying to make a point. And somebody shoot them into space. I don't care. They replaced it with a gingerbread flavored food stuff.
Oh, so
now they're
just
snacking on the styrofoam.
That sounds very Simpsons, but I like it.
I know.
That's good. Why don't we all do that? I hate styrofoam.
Yeah.
Can't get rid of it. Can't do anything with it.
Don't get rid of the bubble wrap. We need that.
We need that for our problems. You know what I mean?
It's that or drinking.
Yeah, there's no licensing hours on popping bubbles. You can do it while you drive. You can do it in.
Grab a whole. Anyway.
Release that bubble air into the spaceship. But it's yes. So they interviewed Sunny Williams. They interviewed her husband. Who went, how do you think she'll be dealing with it? And the husband went, well, she's a professional. She's an astronaut. She will take the opportunity to do more sciencing and whatnot. And I quote, he said, space is her happy place.
Wow.
I mean, I don't mean to judge, but like, if floating around in a tiny tin can with no atmosphere and is your wife's idea of fun,
I think
how good could any marriage be?
I think he misunderstood the letter she left him when she was going. Oh, she needs more. She just needs more space.
That's
if I'm to understand correctly.
Boy, oh boy, I'm watching you every night, baby. Can't wait to renew those vows. Wow.
Yeah. Like, because I know in Canada, quite often you see in the wintertime, you're driving and across like a huge lake, right? There's a little dot in the middle of it, and there's a guy who's clawed a hole in it, and he's fishing out there in the Arctic sort of blasts of wind, and you just think, well, he's not getting along with his wife.
I think it's probably... I don't think there's a living wife.
No. I'd check the hook.
No,
there may be a wedding ring on that hook right now.
Trying to catch a fish wife. Any of you beguiled beauties down there interested in living in a tract home?
Any one of you fish able to keep a vow?
But it's got worse for our intrepid astronauts.
Yes.
Because now, I don't know, you want to tell our friends down the camera what's happened to them?
Bum, bum, bum.
There's a twist.
There's a ghost in the machine.
Yeah. Apparently, their tiny little tin can that Boeing has buggered up, so they're just floating away, is... Haunted.
Which like if you put two people in space and it's expensive to do that, but you're like,
it's not cheap.
we've got to put our best scientists up there so they can do some really good science, because these are two top scientists. And the first thing, we think it's haunted. What?
I believe that actually the term was, there's some spooky noises coming from the machine.
I mean, how would you even know what a space station's supposed to sound like? This doesn't sound like the space station I grew up in.
Gee willikers, space stations were different back in the day. You could get a dope of soda from one of them for $1. Everybody used to eat at the counter, all together. Stevedores, doctors, lawyers, and hunters. All in the space diner of our childhood.
And is this a different station than Mirror?
I don't know. Is the
Because it's
international?
gotta be Mirror just hucking wrenches at it. If it's not, every time they go by, they're... The ghost is back.
Well, apparently, so I looked into it. The ghostly sound turns out was a ping. That's not very ghost-like, is it? Pinging. Do you know what I mean? I've never heard that in a haunted story. We believe your late Victorian country manor is haunted by Autoditu. As of right now, we have no idea how the lovable sidekick of C-3PO managed to get to the Cotswolds. But nevertheless, yes, that's what that ping is. That is the spirit of an unsettled droid. We believe Sir Alec Guinness may have played a part. Bing! Like, how would you know that was different from all the other pings on the space station?
Yeah.
I'd imagine there's pings in space.
Yeah. It's just got to be annoying because you thought it was the doorbell. We're going home. Bing bong.
We've got visitors.
Yeah, that must be them. Hey, Sonny, get your stuff. We're going home. We've been saved. Just open the space door. Hello? Hello?
Damn kids.
Yeah, just the void of space. There's no one here.
So little atmosphere.
Oh.
Bing! Bing! It happened again. Will you shut up, Martha? With this ping. Yeah, it was boring when I found out it was a ping. I was expecting to be like, ooh.
Yeah.
You know, a ghost noise.
Yeah. Get out.
We're not even on the planet.
Yeah, it's going to be 8 months. I'm going to get really spooky. Oh, God. What would you do if it was like a great ghost, like a really scary ghost, and you just knew there was not, like it just kept telling you, I told you what, get out! Like, we can't go anywhere.
Return to your atmosphere. This space station was built on an Indian burial ground. Do you know how spooky that is?
They used to shoot the corpses into space.
Dear, oh dear. Well, we wish you all the very best, Sonny and Butch.
Sonny and Butch.
You could have been a double act in the 70s. But you had to tempt Mother Nature and fling yourself past the sullied bonds of our beautiful blue planet to tempt fate amongst the stars.
Enjoy your space ghosts. Losers. Nerds.
Enjoy your space
Only
seance.
nerds get space ghosts.
Like a space seance. Things are moving around the board. Yeah. Everything's moving around.
Yeah, it's hard to play over the Ouija board in space. What's the answer? I just floated away. I don't know what the answer was.
The table started floating.
Yeah, see where it floats to.
Yes, well, we wish you all the very best, nevertheless.
Yeah.
Sonny and Butch, return safely with your science, whatever sciencing you've done. Mm-hmm. I'm sure it'll turn out dead high.
We got a ghost in a cup, like a spider. A piece of paper. Is this count as science? Yeah, it's good. Like
the trick is the paper has to be from the Bibles. You need to get a sheet of the Bible underneath.
Yeah. I wish you'd use a glass and not a cup, because now you got to try and see. Are you sure there's a ghost in there? He said he was in there. He was like, let me out of the cup.
Scared of the Bible, aren't you?
I'm actually an atheist.
Yeah.
Whatever. Get the tokens.
It's the who farted cup that bothers me. That's what I can't pierce the...
Anyway, well, good luck. Hooray for science and space.
Yeah.
Now then, are you ready for one more wonderful story of
I sure
Eejits?
am,
Now this is I don't know how long this one's got to go, but this is an absolute gem. Now, while myself and Mr. Glenn were at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival in August, in England, they had a load of riots.
Yeah.
Of a sort of racial anti-immigration nature.
Summertime and the riding was ridiculous.
Yes. Now then, they've been catching up with all these ne'er-do-wells and putting them before the courts. This is a spectacular one. Now then, there was one guy at a riot in Leeds, and he was caught on camera leading a chant. There was anti-racists on the other side of the road. This is all on camera. He's gone on camera chanting. There's a song called Living Next Door to Alice.
Yeah.
And there's a middle bit that doesn't exist in the song where people tend to go, Alice, Alice, who the fuck is Alice? Well, he had his own crazy retake of this. He had his own version where on camera he was leading his side chanting Allah, Allah, who the fuck is Allah?
Wait, yeah, why
Yes.
were the anti-racists singing Allah doesn't live here anymore? They shouldn't have been doing it.
It seems strange. Nevertheless, he goes before the courts. His name is Phil Hobben. Hoban or Hobben. Anyway, Phil, he's before the courts. It's all caught on camera. He's one of his sidekicks is mock praying in the Islamic fashion in the road. He said, in all fairness to Phil, he did say that I was a stupid, drunken idiot. He has been sent...
He was that before that day, though.
Yeah. No, it wasn't his first time. But on that occasion, he was. So he's been sentenced to 8 months along with his sidekick. The two of them are going to do... sentenced to 8 months. How long that'll actually be in the current climate, who knows? But nevertheless, this is the gem of it. Now, this is what... There were many, many people at those riots. But we didn't cover it a couple of weeks back because we knew deep down one would emerge as King Eejit.
Yeah.
One above all, and that is our pal Phil. Because Phil, in court, his defence was, and in a classic Eejit style, he defended himself in court. Wow. Which is one of the great... I mean, it's a golden trait of an Eejit.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you defend yourself in court, right, beautiful. He said in court, his defence was that, in fact, he was not singing Who the Fuck is Allah? He was in fact singing Who the Fuck is Alan?
Case closed.
Case closed.
And the gavel fell, and he was actually awarded money for they felt so ashamed, and they apologized to him and his parents and everyone who'd ever met him because they were all wrong and they'd sullied his good name. Sorry, I didn't.
And we, on behalf of the British state, would like to apologise to you, Philip Q. Hobben.
King Charles, would you like to come out and read the decree?
Your Majesty will now formally apologise. Oh, Captain Fatfinger's here.
Yes, take a knee. Taking the king will now take a knee from Mr. Dobbin.
His Majesty would like to knight you for services to Egypt.
He would like you to knight him. He would like that's how it's going to go. You wear the fancy hat.
From now on, you are King Philip, the Duke of Leeds, the Earl of Beeston. Yes. So, probably the best defence I've ever heard.
Did he get immediately hit in the dick with a brick? Right.
bad, you know. The dick and the brick to the dick, man, he was in Liverpool, I believe.
Oh, was it?
I believe so.
Yeah, Liverpool has that kind of timing.
But yeah, so it turns out, it was Alan. But for some reason, the jury didn't believe him. Didn't believe that there was anti-Alan riots going on at the exact same time as anti-immigrant riots. It seemed...
Well, Shearer's never been a popular striker outside of Newcastle. I mean, he's a living god.
Oh, you think it was Alan Shearer?
Yeah, that's who he doesn't like.
Well, I've got a list of suspects. I think it was either Alan Shearer or Alan Hansen or Alan Sugar or Alan Partridge. Tell me which one you think seems most realistic. Or Alan Alda and Alan Davis. I personally believe that he was, while everybody else was rioting against immigrants and Muslims in particular, that our friend Phil Hobben was in fact leading a one-man riot against Alan Rickman.
Yes.
Such was his tour de force performance.
Because he thinks he's German.
Alan Rickman, the German.
He's Hans Gruber.
Alan, of course he is, Hans Gruber. I was going to say that he was more the Sheriff of Nottingham.
Ah!
A wonderful villain.
Yes. He basically did, that was, he did that kind of guy really good.
Yeah. But he was an actor pretending to be a villain, Phil.
Yeah.
Alan Rickman's not actually a villain. He was actually a wonderful actor and apparently a wonderful dinner party companion.
Well, boy, is Philip's face going to be red when he finds this out.
He finds out that and Alan Rickman sadly has passed away, so you're rioting against a dead man.
Yeah.
Doesn't make any sense.
But
you can see, Phil, how, like, compared to everybody else, like, that would seem in the context. You know?
I had a friend in New York that he was party. New Yorkers quite often party on their rooftops.
Yeah.
And those parties can, like, New York is a party town. Well, it was back then. Mm-hmm. And my friend was doing pretty well in the world. So he upset Alan Rickman.
How?
Alan Rickman lived in the same building. Well, they were just drinking on the roof all night, and they were constantly doing it.
Ah.
Alan Rickman had to come up.
So good if you upset Alan Rickman.
I would like, that would be the goal of every night. Like, are we gonna get Rickman up here? I'd be bumping around.
Let's get the Rickman. I'd love Alan Rickman comes up and really balls you out for being a bunch of noisy pricks on the roof. And then as he leaves, he just goes, "And Christmas is cancelled." Slam.
And then you throw him off the roof.
Oh, well. It's not a Christmas movie, by the way. It's not a Christmas movie.
It's true.
So there you go. So, with respect, like Phil has apologised. He said he was a stupid, drunken idiot. He actually has done good things in the past.
I think this is a good thing that he's done now. It's brought joy to my life.
The most ludicrous defence in British criminal history. He's a paedophile hunter.
Okay, I believe half of that.
Right. He's a hunter.
Well,
he actually caught and red-handed a former Irish TV producer. Was a nonce. And he entrapped him. Caught the guy.
Like dressed as a kid.
All the paedophile hunters, they go online. They pretend to be children, and gather the evidence. This guy flew from Ireland to Leeds to what he thought he was meeting a little girl. Like. And
I knew I liked Philip. I knew I liked him.
And now Phil Hobben and his team, they caught him red-handed, and he's behind bars now.
Wow.
So there you go. So there's good and bad in everyone. So hopefully, Phil actually said that he was very ashamed to be connected to racism, and his sidekick, whose name I didn't write the name down, both of them said they were just drunken pricks, and that they're actually very ashamed to be connected to racism now.
That's wonderful.
So that's good. So they've learned their lesson.
They've had a learning journey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can get back to, bothering nonsense when you come back out.
Well, yeah. If you like bothering them.
Yeah, actually.
You're going to Nonce Central right now.
Yeah. You're on a busman's holiday.
It's going to be harder to trick those ones. Dressed up like Angus Young. Which
Which one do you want to know? Just want to have sex with me? I'm a little boy.
I'm your classically heavily tattooed, shaved, bald-headed little boy.
In a prison.
God. Well, there you go. Yeah. So there you go. So there's Viva Democracy, long live democracy, long live science, and long live the criminal justice system, and the long, long arm of the law.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. More Eejits.
Yes.
One more delicious week of Eejits. Thank you, Eejits, for involuntarily taking part in the show. If you've enjoyed the show, please follow us. We're on all the social media platforms. And if you enjoy one of the clips, we put them out on a weekly basis. Please like and subscribe, all the rest of it. And comment under the clip. The algorithm loves a comment. We're on TikTok. We're on Instagram. We're on Twitter.
Yeah.
We're on Facebook. We're on Threads. We're everywhere. We're on YouTube. We're on YouTube.
We'll talk to you.
Yeah, we'll talk to you. We ain't scared of talking. New episodes on audio every Wednesday and on video on YouTube every Saturday. All right. And we have some great news for you.
Yeah, don't go anywhere until you know this.
Okay, then. Okay. If you're in London, the capital of England,
capital of the world.
For English people.
Yeah.
We will be doing Eejits of the World live at the Comedy Podcast Festival, Cheerful Earful.
Yeah.
On the 20th of October.
Yes.
In Balham, South London.
Come in your Halloween costume if you like.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, close
dude.
enough to the big day.
Please. Wear whatever you like.
Yeah.
Wear some clothes. We'd appreciate some clothing. So this will be our third ever live Eejits of the World. So if you're in London, South London particularly, please come along.
Yeah.
Good. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a Pod People production. Bing!